Hello friends, it is Kelly Pyron. I am coming to you today with a new layout. This layout is very special in that I am participating in a Cut to You's second year in business celebration. Yay! Which is happening the entire month of July. Cut to You is a shop based out of Australia that sells digital files. But not only do they sell digital cut files, they also sell custom cut files. Well, they will cut the designs for you and then they ship worldwide. So how cool is that? So for those of you that maybe you don't have time to mess with cut files, but you love the look, or maybe you don't have a cut file machine, a Cricut or a Silhouette or one of those digital cut file machines, this is a perfect alternative for you. You can just order these from Gwen, who is the owner of the shop, and she will ship them worldwide. Prices are very reasonable, so I would check them out. But anyway, so like I said, I am participating in this month-long hop. So I'm also so happy and excited to announce that I am the newest design team member at Cut to You. I am beyond thrilled to be a part of a team that has so many other talented designers and scrapbook artists. They're so inspiring, and I'm so excited to be a part of the team. And I'm also excited to get the opportunity to play with Gwen's cut files. So I'm very excited. There's so many choices, so many different designs for, I mean, if you can think about it, a theme, she has it. So they're amazing, and the quality is wonderful too. So anyway, did you know that I already told you that they offered custom cut files. What else did I want to tell you before I started on my layout? Let me look at my notes. Oh, this is really important. Did you know that throughout the entire month of July during this celebration, all the cut files, and I mean everything in the store is 20% off. So take advantage of that. The coupon code or the discount code will be in the description box below. Let me see. So lastly, this is a month-long YouTube hop. Be sure to look in the description box below so you don't miss out on any of the celebrations or the different designers. You don't want to miss any of the inspiration coming your way. And there's also going to be challenges. And so just like I said, I'll put all the information in the description box below. And I guess that's all I have to say. Let's go on to the layout now. Oh, I'm going to be using two of Cut to You's cut files. This one is named Seriously Dude. So what I'm going to plan, why I have 3 of these cut, is I want to make them a little more substantial. So I'm going to hopefully glue these on top of each other like this, just to give it a little more thickness and stability and a little dimension. And then I'm going to use, this one's called Seriously Dude. And I will link these specific cut files in the description box below. These are called Sketchy Circle Open Cut files, and I will be using these as well. So I know of at least 2 challenges right now. There might be more, but one of the challenges was to use 2 of things in your layout. So that can be like the number 2, 2 photos, 2 different types of embellishment. So just the number 2 to correlate with the theme of we're celebrating cut to use 2 years in business. So anyway, so I'm using 2 photos and 2 cut files to go along with that challenge. Let me tell you about my photos real quick. These are my grandson, Carson. He is 4, gonna be 5 here pretty quick, but his expression in these pictures cracked me up because he was just over getting his picture taken, and he has a tiny bit of a grin here. It was a very reluctant smile. And here he was, you can just see he's just over it. And so when I saw this and then I saw the seriously dude, I feel like that's exactly what he's thinking. Like, would you quit taking pictures? Just let me be. So of course I had to. I thought this was perfect. So, all right, those are the things that I will be using. I'll go through the papers real quick. Sorry that my intro is so very long. I'll have to speed up the process video to shorten the video a little bit. So I'm planning on using this as my background, my base. And I was thinking of possibly doing a border like that. So I feel like the checkered is a little too much, but I do like that black and white border around this. I liked these wonky lines. I think it's gonna go really nicely with the wonky circles. And in the picture, you can see in the background, there's red motorcycle. And then his shirt is like a kind of a blue gray. He has black and he has blue shoes on. So I pulled 2 different shades of blue. One's a lighter blue, one's a darker blue. And then this is what I cut. These are all from the all boy, well, no, that's not true. These are Echo Park all boy, this red and this light blue with the plus signs on it. This is from Freestyle, from Photo Play. This checkered is also Freestyle from Photo Play, and this is a Felicity Jane paper. So I pulled these to finish my title. That's the plan anyway. And then I just pulled a few red and blue and some wood veneer stars. So that's all I have planned so far. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna speed the process up from here. Thank you for joining, and I'll see you in just a minute. Okay, now I am just adding some of my art glitter glue to stack these title pieces one on top of the other. So in essence, I'm kind of creating like a chipboard title. I mean, it just, in the fact that it just gives it a little more heft and a little more dimension once you get them all stacked up on. So this is just good if you want, you don't want a flimsy title. And I'm planning on backing this with the 2 different blue shades of cardstock that I picked out, because I wanted that blue to be a little more represented on the layout. So this was one way to incorporate those colors a little more, other than just on the as the mats of the photo. So now I am trimming down my background papers. I'm trimming about 1/4 inch off of 2 sides. That way I have a little, just a small little border all the way around the paper. That black and white checked will, I like the look of that, but I didn't want a ton of it showing just because it's so busy. I feel like your attention would be so focused on that checkered board instead of the layout. So I just wanted a small little piece all the way, or a small little border all the way around. So
Then I'm just kind of playing around with the cut file to see how I might want them. And I'm gonna set that aside and start working on my photos, which is something I often do. If I'm working on a layout and I'm kind of stuck somewhere, I'll just move on to a different part of the layout. That way I don't stay stuck. As long as I keep going, the creative ideas keep coming. But if I just sit there and stress and worry about one little part of the layout, then it kind of paralyzes me. So I just will move on and kind of work on different parts as the ideas come. So I'm trimming my photos down just to give them a small white border. And I end up using or giving these photos 3 mats. So I first mat them on the white, then on this darker blue shade, which that's a very patterned paper, and it's about like surfboards and skating and things that really have nothing to do with this layout. So I really picked that paper out just for the color, not so much the theme. So, and if you ever get stuck and you're like, I really need a color, or I want this color, but it doesn't work, don't let that stop you. You can still use it to, you know, create layers behind your photos, or behind, you know, for embellishment clusters, things like that. They're good. It can be a good little layering piece if it's the color that you really want. So here I am putting these again, I'm matting these again on this lighter blue shade. And a lot of times I like my layers underneath my photos to be kind of wonky and offset, but in this instance, kind of had the idea of having a more, it's going to be a very busy layout with the cut file behind, you know, backed behind the photo. So I wanted a more linear kind of central look that will kind of go down the center, like kind of a center band, I guess is what I'm saying. I am using some Shimmers ink spray for some blue splatters, and then this is Dilutions I'm using, and it's red. So I'm giving just some random splatters just to add those 2 colors a little more in the layout. There is my file that I backed, and I just alternated the 2 different blue shades. And I'm trying to give it a little more definition. So I took a black marker, and I'm giving it a little outline. So back to the layout, this is where I kind of made my decision how I wanted to lay these sketchy circles. And I'm not gluing the whole piece down. I still want some of it to pop up to have a little dimension. And I think about cutting one of the circles off, but I changed my mind. And I'm just adding a little art glitter glue around. And then I start trying to place the rest of the elements onto the layout. I first think that I want the pictures to kind of be wonky and go off at an angle like that. And now that I'm looking at it, I like it. But for whatever reason, I decide I don't like that. And I change it to, you'll see here in just a minute. I just lay them out kind of straight. Instead of being at an angle. And so I'm going to adhere my title here. Well, maybe not. I'm going to add some more circles. I just love this cut file. I just think it's such a cool background. It's kind of different. And then I start to embellish that. I kind of wanted to, I really was committed to using this big smiles, just kind of a tongue-in-cheek little subtitle, I guess, because no matter what kind of coaxing we tried, no matter how much we try to coax him to smile in these pictures, we were lucky to get that barely there little grin. So it was just kind of that's how my humor goes. I guess because it's irony, because he did not want to smile for these pictures at all. So I'm just playing with some pieces that I had in my stash, trying to decide. I know that I want journaling on here, and sometimes journaling is an afterthought. I get so caught up in the art part of it or the creativity part of it, that I forget about the journaling. And you won't see me do the journaling here. I end up putting a journaling strip at the end, and you will see that in the close-ups. And I'm adhering these wood veneer stars just kind of randomly around the page. And that little the label pieces end up staying in those positions where I have them. I will put, in the close-ups you'll see I'll have the title, or I'm sorry, not the title. I will have the date stamped at the bottom in that black, on that black label. And maybe in a minute you'll see what I end up doing with the big smile. Yeah, there. That ends up staying there. So like I said, I was kind of going with the idea of creating a middle band, kind of a belly band in the middle. So with everything so wonky on the outside of it, I just kind of wanted a uniformity down the center, if that makes sense. So I'm starting to add my finishing little details, which in this case are my enamel dots. And I used blue, kind of a grayish blue, and then some red. And there's really not any rhyme or reason, I don't think, to the way I'm adding them, just where my eye thinks that something needs to be is where I put them. And I guess there is a rhyme behind it, is the stars. I'm making sure that I put 2 or 3 around each star, or in that general area of the wood veneer stars. And I think I am about to wrap it up here. I have made a couple of changes, you will see in the detail shots. But I'm messing around with these chipboard pieces, and they end up not staying on here. I just felt like it was too much. There was already so much going on in this layout that it didn't need anything else other than journaling. And you'll see those in the close-ups in just a minute. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps me out. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way you know when I'm going to when I upload my next video. So here are the close-ups. You'll see I ended up adding the journaling strip right there across the bottom of the photos. And don't forget to check out the Cut to You YouTube hop. You can find all the information in the description box below. Thank you and have a great day.